I'm like a lot of people in this country who are concerned with what's happening to America and wondering what I can do to make a difference. I decided to paint a symbolic representation of what's happening to our country. And in this painting you have all kinds of people, young and old, and they're bound together by the same problem we all face, our national debt. But strangely enough, most of the people don't even seem to realize what's happening to them. They reach up into the sky, hoping to get more money from the government. That kind of entitlement mentality is what's ruining this country. I've hidden 6 keys in the painting that explain the solutions to our problem. And if we can do what's necessary to unlock the chains that bind us, every American will be free again. The average person is not aware of the crushing debt that is all around us. And unless we wake up to what's happening, we are going to be in financial slavery for a very long time. Wake up, America, before it's too late.
Hi, I'm Jason Hershey from the newly pioneered Washington, D.C. House of Prayer, and I'm standing here on the ellipse of the White House, just across the fence from our president's backyard, and I'm here to share great news with you. It's unprecedented that anything like this has ever happened before, but we've obtained a permit from the National Park Service to put up a tent on this land for over 40 days this fall, to literally do Tent of David, day and night worship continuously from September 25th until November 6th, Election Day. We are thrilled about this because obviously we know in Psalms chapter 22, verse 3, the proper rendering of that scripture says that the Lord is enthroned on the praises of His people. I love that because before man ever steps into the polling booth this November the 6th, before we ever go in and vote the lever for man, we want to come to this place, on this ground right here. It's under the surveillance of the Secret Service. It's part of the White House grounds to come on this land to get the presents by the palace in the capital city, just like King David did. And before we ever step into the polls, that we'd say, Jesus, you are the King of Kings, you are the Lord of Lords, believing that when His throne comes on the praises of His people, that Jesus came not to condemn the world, but to save it. That Jesus is good news for America, and that He's coming to save this great nation. And so with great hope in our hearts and great joy in our spirits, we are blowing the trumpet to summon worshipers this fall from all 50 states. I believe that's the dream of the Lord, that we would have a worship team from all 50 states be represented at some point underneath this tent here. So I know 40 days is a long time, and many of you have jobs and can't come here for the whole time. But maybe you can come with your worship team for a weekend or a couple of days or for a full week and stand here, represent your state, represent your church, your movement, your house of prayer, wherever you're from, that we really could come together as the United States of America and do nothing but enthrone Jesus.
Did you know an 8-year-old boy couldn't pass out candy at Christmas because they had Jesus printed on the wrapper?
A federal appeals court upheld that roadside crosses are unconstitutional.
A pastor was ordered to stop holding Bible studies in the privacy of his own home.
A nurse was forced to participate in a late-term abortion even though she had a written agreement that her religious convictions would be honored.
A Baton Rouge church was ordered to stop feeding homeless victims of Hurricane Katrina because they offered voluntary prayer and Bible study.
The photographer was ordered to pay nearly $7,000 after she declined to photograph a couple's same-sex marriage.
Judges have literally turned the original meaning of the First Amendment upside down. Our Constitution protects and celebrates religious liberty. It does not censor or prohibit it. A quote attributed to Patrick Henry states that the Constitution is not an instrument for the government to restrain the people. It is an instrument for the people to restrain the government, lest it come to dominate our lives and our interests, end quote. Isn't it time we go back to the Constitution?
We have to be vigilant over our government. Government behaves a lot better when they know people are watching.
We, the United States, has got to raise up political leaders who will tell us the truth about the difficult decisions we're going to have to make. And we're going to have to be willing to follow the suggestions and support and elect those people.
Religious liberty is gravely threatened in America, the gravest threat it's had since the founding of this republic.
Our ability to shape our culture and our future flows from what our founders called our first freedom. How can we stop these kind of abuses? Well, elected representatives write our laws. Federal judges appointed by the president rule on those laws. If we want a different future, we must elect men and women who pledge to defend the original intent of the Constitution. If you value freedom and want to preserve that blessing for your children and grandchildren, get informed. Go to the polls and vote your values, your biblical values, and make a difference.
I'm only one person.
One voice.
One vote.
I can't do everything,
But I can do something.
I can register,
I can cast my vote.
and I can make a difference. I will. Will you?
I will. Will you?
I will. Will you?
I will. Will you?
On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. For I love that old cross, where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for her crown. To that old rugged cross I will ever be true. Its shame and reproach gladly bear, till He calls me someday to my home far away, where His glory forever I'll share. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies
That's all we have.
You got a full house today.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. But it's good.
Yeah.
A lot of the people I had to send outside to eat because we don't have no room in here right now.
I see that.
Are you doing live right now? Okay, good. Hi, my name is Brenda. I run the kitchen, and you can tell that we're pretty full tonight. We got a full house. It seems to be a lot of people, and we just pray that God opens the door more here at this facility so we can have more food. And they're shutting down a lot of the shelters right now, and we're feeding over 100 people a night. And I know I'll get through tonight. I'm just hoping that I have enough for a second. But if you would like to donate, 6801 Western Avenue, Point Park.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. God bless you. God bless.
My name is John McNaughton. I chose to use an undisclosed studio to focus on the task of embedding in a single painting all the mindless, radical, and dangerous atrocities of the Obama administration. It is my declaration that we have never had a president do more harm to our country than Barack Obama. When I started, I wondered if I could put everything he's done into a single painting. I included over 60 symbols that represent his failures as our president, far more than I had originally anticipated. All of these symbols are based on fact and linked on my website to credible news sources. To those who would scoff or trivialize this painting, I challenge you to go to my website and study the interactive map and read the sources. No American can analyze these symbols and learn about these facts and in good conscience vote for Barack Obama in 2012. Some people may say this painting is controversial and disturbing, but it's worth it if it'll wake up even a single American, because this painting is a representation of Obama's presidency. Still support Barack Obama? If so, you are a part of the Obama nation.
Catholic leaders are up in arms. Now bishops are fired up over the new Obamacare-related rules.
What I want to know is, where are the women?
I'm here against the IHS mandate because it's unconscionable, the whole program is unworkable, and it's definitely not constitutional.
As a woman myself, I could for one say that's not a war on women.
They think women care more about free birth control than about freedom of religion.
I refuse to choose something that violates my conscience and my rights as an American.
If everybody in America doesn't have religious liberty, nobody in America has religious liberty.
She put forward the narrative, the normalization of uncommitted sex as a good for women. Boy, she does not speak for all women.
The exemption said the only thing that counts as religious is what happens within the four walls of a church. This isn't the definition of religion.
I
would ask unanimous consent to put into the record an open letter to the President that is being signed by women all over this country.
Government contraceptive programs inevitably change the sex, dating, and marriage markets in ways that lead to more empty sex. And I'm pretty sure they meant that in a negative way.
Honey, they don't drop the bombs unless they're over the target. Whatever it is that you're putting out there on this makes them really mad. So just keep doing that.
The Campus Outreach Director for Survivors of the Abortion Holocaust. Our nation is facing an unprecedented attack on faith and freedom. We all have a part to play and a duty in this day of crisis. We are asking for your help today.
Beginning at 5 p.m. on September 29th, 2012, we will engage in 72 hours of continuous prayer, prophetic witness, and arrests in front of the White House.
We will prayerfully and peacefully assemble as a twofold public witness.
First, we'll be a prophetic witness to the church declaring, if they outlaw your faith, the faith will become outlaws. Stand against the Health and Human Services mandate now, or soon jail may be the only option.
Second, we are sending those in elected office a warning. We will not comply. You hold office because we chose you, and we will not comply with the evil Health and Human Services mandate or surrender our God-given freedom.
This is why we need your help. We are working to bring a contingent of young people to the White House.
The response from students has been overwhelming. They are willing to travel, to spend their time, to risk their freedom.
Only one thing holds them back. Most students cannot afford to take a trip to Washington, D.C.
We want to offer students partial and full scholarships. Will you go to acts529.com today and donate?
Donate to bring that army of young people to the White House on September 29th.
Acts 5:29. We must obey God rather than men.
If you believe that our nation is in crisis, give today to send students from all over the country to the White House for Acts 5:29.
Because I will not comply.
I will not comply.
I will not comply.
I will not comply.
I will not comply.